When I feel what I feel, sometimes it's hard to tell. So you may not be in the mood to learn what you think you know. There are times.
Hey everybody, welcome to the chat.
Right.
Thanks for being here tonight.
We might have to change that intro, man. Bougie being here.
I know.
Might have to have Bougie doing that. What's your dance like to do, Bougie?
The
salsa.
Have Bougie come that thing when they say times. Have Bougie come there with that salsa on there.
Oh my goodness.
Or one of them little hot pictures with that cigar in her mouth.
Okay.
Yes. Do we introduce ourselves? I am the OCDist chick.
What's going on? It's your boy, Hands in the Dirt.
I am Bougie Prepper.
All right. We got the introduction out of the way.
I apologize, y'all.
Welcome. I know we were all excited.
Yes.
Welcome, Precious SoCal Gardner. Welcome to the chat.
Welcome to the chat.
God's desire for me. Welcome to the chat. Laura's Garden and more. Welcome to the chat, sis. Good to see you guys. Y'all are just rolling on in here tonight. We appreciate you all.
Appreciate you, Sylvia Fit, and I shall not quit.
Never quit.
I shall
Welcome
not
to the chat.
Quit. I won't quit.
I won't.
They can go to preaching on that.
TC is tapped in. What is it? Tapped in enjoying gardening. So yes, I love that. Welcome to the chat.
Welcome to the chat.
Thanks for being here tonight.
Appreciate you for sure.
Yes. Definitely. If you all had to choose just one, would it be salt or would it be pepper? And I'm not talking about the female rap group.
Salt.
Salt for me.
It would be salt because most food need a little bit of a little bit.
Yeah.
But, now there are a lot of herbs you can put together because I use herbs, seasoning and stuff. But I'm sure I ain't read the fine print. There's some kind of salt in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's always a little salt and some sugar sprinkled in.
Yeah.
And just about everything these days.
Yeah, and if the first ingredient is salt, that means it's nothing but salt.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you can season your meat.
Pepper makes you sneeze.
With just salt.
Yeah. You like salt?
To give it a better flavor.
Yeah. I can remember being really addicted to salt when I was younger, like, early 20s and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then realized, okay, at the rate I'm going, I might not be here much longer. So I had to cut back on the salt. And it's so funny because now things are like, I can taste the salt and things, especially if it's heavy salted. I can really taste it like, oh my God, there's a lot of salt in here. Whereas before, I would be putting salt on my food before I even tasted it. Now, that's
I know people that do that. They just put salt before they taste it. What's up, Red Lady?
Hey, Red Lady.
Welcome to the chat.
Miss
Patty. Hey, Miss Patty. How are you?
Miss Patty, that was a nice walk. The nice walk you had today, Miss Patty.
Yeah, she's showing us her garden and everything. G-Mama.
This is my favorite G-Mama right here. Yeah, G-Mama grows hard in the garden.
I associate her with that tongue on Wind Down Wednesday.
I love when she do that. I don't know why I get tickled when I see that.
I know. So funny.
Happy Mac.
Hey, Happy Mac. Hey, beautiful one.
Hey, Happy.
How are you? Welcome to the chat. Talk to us.
Laura's Garden. I don't know if I said this before, but it's in the mail. It's on the way.
All right.
It's on the way. Yes, indeed. Finally, I got my laser butter.
Love it. I have to have pepper though. I am a pepper girl. I love black pepper.
I love it on my salads. Like if
that will wake up a boring, bland salad.
I like cracked pepper on my salad.
Yeah, I dress up my salads like I would like I'm seasoning my meat. I like to do onion powder, garlic powder, and season up my salad greens.
I don't want no onion
I,
powder.
I like my salads like that.
But I do. Uh, I like certain types of dressings, like vinaigrettes,
Yeah.
all these different type of things like that. And I will season my salad with pepper. I have
Yes,
this
a must.
Yeah, we do that. We season ours with pepper.
A
this
must.
all-purpose seasoning. Might hit it with a little dash of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might give me a little sprinkle. Like I have
Yeah.
moringa powder. I don't have moringa powder.
Oh,
Just give me a
okay.
little, because you can buy it from the market. Just give me a little sprinkle of that moringa powder.
Yeah.
Throw that on there, just so that I know it's nutritious.
Right.
What's
Yeah.
the Shire Project off?
Hey, Wickershire. How you doing, Billy? Welcome to the chat. Auntie Joanne Stevens.
Hey, Auntie Joanne.
Yes. Sister of Auntie Ellen.
Grandma.
Hey, Tampa.
What's going on, Tampa?
Hey, Tampa.
We're going to see you next Wednesday, Tampa. I know you're going
to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's our family
she wants
feud.
some of that white pepper now for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah. White pepper.
I never heard of white pepper. I was watching this channel. It was a lady. She did a lot of cooking from overseas, and I was doing she did a shrimp, so I decided to take that recipe, and one of the ingredients was white pepper. I never knew nothing about white pepper.
Yeah.
I had to go and get some.
Yeah, I was much older when I learned about it too.
I see.
Oh, look at that. Candy roaster squash. I'm growing that this year. I definitely want one of those. Food by Faith sent me her seed.
I'm finally starting to see some signs of
decay.
Yeah.
And so it's been like how many months now?
Oh shoot, I picked this thing back in like August.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah. That's good.
That's on the skin. We know what we're gonna do.
Okay, yeah.
That guy
that's
off.
right. Still gonna dig in.
Yeah, what's going on, Mike?
Hey,
Mike.
Mr. President.
Mike. Good to
How
see
you feeling, Mike? Hey, sugar.
Hey, Bayou Sugar. Hey, honey.
Oh, Tampa says she ready.
All right.
Stop playing with her.
Tia, welcome to the chat. Talk to us. Awesome.
Wickershire said they need that. Yeah, they grow pretty. I grow mine in a container. I just went and put the container next to my steps on my patio deck, or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And I just let it grow up the deck.
I remember you doing that. Yeah, it's like a built-in trellising.
I said I need somewhere for this thing to trellis up. Because where I had it wasn't. Once they started coming, I was like, this ain't gonna do it. So I just took it up to the steps and let it just run up the steps.
That was smart.
And it worked out pretty good, especially growing in a container.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, my can of
Wait a minute. Y'all didn't tell nobody about what's the special night tonight and why I'm up here. That's
yeah. Is our other guest here yet?
No.
Not yet?
I don't see him.
Okay, well, we may have to start, and hopefully everything's all right.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't have a number for her.
Let me just check
my. Do what it do. One way or another.
Yes, but tonight we are doing our very first The Chat Debates. So we're going to be debating a topic tonight, and our guests, they were given the topic, so whether they agreed with it or not, they just have to do the job. They were given an assignment, and they're going to do
follow your instructions.
Yeah, follow the instructions.
But you only got one job.
One job to do. One job.
Karen Little.
Hi, Karen. Welcome to the chat.
Miss Karen.
Odoms.
Hey, Odom. How you doing? Welcome to Miss D. How are you?
Tia.
Do you add sugar to the candy roaster when you cook it, or is it sweet enough?
You know
good
what?
Question.
I gave my mother one. She made 2 pies out of it. I didn't get a damn piece of neither pie. But Shelby says they're delicious.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they already got a kind of sweet taste to them. I'm not sure how sweet. But they're not called candy sugar roasters or whatever they call them. Candy roasters got to have a little bit of sweetness to it. Yeah, but I'm gonna find out with this one because I think I'm just gonna take this, cut it up, and roast it just to see what it tastes like before I put anything on it. Then I'm gonna take them seeds out. You know, man. Rachel, what's
Hey,
going on?
Rachel.
What's happening? Our favorite Canadian.
Sammy
What's happening,
Joe.
Sammy Joe?
Sammy Joe, welcome to the chat, everybody.
TLC, what's up, Tina?
Welcome to the chat.
Hey, TLC.
Welcome. What's
Good to
happening?
see everybody.
TLC, when you gonna come up and when you gonna come up there and run a Boston on these folks when on Family Feud now? I need you to come on up there, stop playing and run a straight Boston and talk your talk too now. Talk your talk.
TLC, how your plant doing that you took out of the hydroponics?
Welcome in, everybody.
My Renaissance grandmother, Mom.
My Renaissance grandma, welcome to the chat.
My Renaissance grandmother, you know what I'm saying?
Grandma.
Grandmother. Nah, my Renaissance grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah.
I think I'd be saying mother too now that you said that. My Renaissance grandmother. I gotta check and see the next time I say that.
My Renaissance
I be calling her elder, so I don't even be saying, "Hey, Big Riz."
Welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here.
What's happening? I like that name, Big Riz.
Yeah.
The
icebreaker question for the night is salt or pepper, this or that, salt and pepper, in case you're just coming in.
Francesca,
welcome to the chat. Good to see you tonight.
Hey, Francesca.
Thank you so much for being here. Salt
Gloria
or pepper.
Elliott, we appreciate you being here.
Hey, Elder.
Welcome. Appreciate you being here tonight, everybody. Let's see.
Who else and what? I'm hoping I haven't missed anyone.
I think we spoke to everybody, surprisingly.
I'm going to put this up there. My Renaissance
grandma.
Yeah, I'm over here like my Renaissance grandmother.
All day.
I used to love when Esther used to tell Fred Sanford, "Well, I ain't never." And Fred said, "You never will."
I love me some Fred Sanford.
Oh, my eyes water thinking about that clown.
Welcome all 50 of you.
I ain't never.
Hit that like button, please.
Welcome.
Even while you're in the bushes, it's all right. It's free.
Tampa.
It is
I'm
free.
full now. Hope I can.
Hope you can hang.
I feel you. I got back from Albany today and stopped in at this little guy that be cooking barbecue and got half a slab of ribs, and Shelby got some smoked turkey wings.
Oh, yum.
I might have ate 2 ribs.
Wow.
And they were over with.
Oh, man, they must have been some 2 meaty ribs.
I had told them people, I said, I guarantee you. She's like, she said, you're going to be at home, because she's asking when you're going to watch something on TV. I said, man, we're going to sit back, try to catch them on TV, and they're going to be over with.
Watching those eyelids.
The lady was laughing, but it was dead to the truth. I ate 2 ribs, 2, bones.
Yeah.
And I was like the Passion of the Christ.
Talking about it is finished.
Yes. Oh, I seen somebody say something about some cabbage soup. I love cabbage soup.
Oh,
happy back.
Yeah.
Waving at y'all with one hand,
yummy.
making cabbage soup with the other. Oh, cabbage soup is delicious.
Yummy. It sure is.
Francesca said pepper, most definitely. Homesteader Rachel said pepper. TLC in the garden said pepper.
Yes, pepper for the win. Pepper for the win.
Tampa said she loved when Esther used to say, "Oh, fish-eyed fool."
Ooh, that was my favorite part too. That was my favorite part too. You just made pot pie. I have not had a pot pie in forever.
Me too.
Shelby just made pot pie.
My veggie pot pies.
I love a chicken pot pie.
Yeah, that's what she made, a chicken pot pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Fun fact, LaWanda Page, who played Aunt Esther, was cousin on my dad's side of the family. Cool,
Small world.
Yeah.
Wow.
And her and Fred go way back to when they was kids. That's
What?
what was crazy. Like, wow.
Wow.
Farmer Marshall. What's
Hey,
going on?
welcome to the chat.
Hey, welcome to the chat. He said, y'all pulled me out them bushes with that
That
squad.
Got him.
Yeah.
He got him.
Apparently, the Cherokees, that was something that they grew. That was something that they grew
Okay.
to feed, to
Shout out to
sustain
the
themselves.
natives. All
Yeah,
right.
shout out to the Cherokee. What's up, folks?
Yeah. Salt and pepper depends on the dish.
Mhm.
Hey, Mr.
Hey,
Arthur.
Arthur Butler, welcome
I'm
to
glad
the
you're
chat.
doing well, sir.
Mr.
Hopefully,
Arthur.
hopefully
Hey
you're feeling
there.
well.
Welcome.
I'm happy
Good to
see
see you.
you.
Tell Fran hello
I bring it.
every day.
I'm talking about not just. I'm talking
Hey.
about, you feel me?
Not sometimes. Every day.
Okay.
I had mac and cheese, peas, and grilled chicken. That's making me sleepy right now.
All right. That's some good eating.
Reading food makes me sleepy.
Oh, look,
Yes, sir.
Stacy, last night it was really early in the morning. It was probably like 2 or 3 in the morning. All 4 dogs were outside just barking up a storm.
Oh,
Like,
no.
what are they barking
What
about?
happened?
I look out the window, look across the street, family of deer.
Mm.
I said, now where is Stacy with the pew pew when you need them?
Hey, man. That's gonna get me sent to jail. Deer scene over
They
with
were
enjoyed
losing
it.
their minds. I said,
Yeah.
oh no.
Like deer season over with, and Georgia Shelby was like, "You didn't get but one this year."
Look,
And I had
oh,
one
no.
lined up on my uncle's property, and me and my brother-in-law, and I was reaching over him trying to shoot my bow,
Oh wow.
but I wasn't steady, mister.
Yeah. Big old
And he was
body
like,
in
shoot him
front
with
of
the
you.
rifle. I had my rifle too, but I wanted to shoot him with the bow
Yeah.
and miss.
Yes. The whole family. When I tell you healthy looking,
Oh yeah, that been make good.
even the baby
spaghetti,
was healthy. I
good
said, come on.
spaghetti, good old
Not
chili,
healthy
breakfast
looking.
sausage, bratwurst, yeah,
I said, man, I said we will
roast.
be able to eat good for a couple years.
Yeah, I made a roast a few weeks ago, a deer roast. Put that joker
Now
right in
you're
the crock
talking
pot.
about that. You know who I watch? What is it?
That's good, Mr.
The daughter and the mother, the daughter and mom duo.
Oh, on
I think
here?
that's the name, or that's the name of their channel.
Oh,
Daughter
okay.
mother duo. The mom had trapped a wild hog
Ooh.
on her property,
Oh, that's
and the
good.
daughter came down to help her put it down. And then they took it back to the daughter's property and skinned it and processed it. I was like, wow, because I could have never.
Okay.
Yeah,
It went down.
listen.
It wouldn't have been.
Yes.
They did a good job because wow.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Point me in that
Wow.
direction. I'm supposed to be going wild hunting, hog hunting with this guy. He's a YouTuber. He's out in East Georgia going towards Augusta. Me and him talk behind the scenes. That hat I used to wear all the time. Yeah, I'm supposed to be going hog hunting because there's no season for him. You can go anytime. I told him I want to wait till it got cooler, like now.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hunt on the ground, and I'm taking nothing but my rifle and something big on my hip because I ain't playing out.
And they were prepared because they had that puppy was when they finally got it up on the thing. It was 185.
Wow,
it weighed 185.
That's a
and
big
you could
hog.
tell it was heavy because they couldn't even pull it together. They was like 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. That's how heavy it was. And then they had a portable pulley.
Yeah.
That they hooked the hog up to, and then pulled them up, and then backed up her pickup truck, and then put them on the back of the pickup truck. So
all I see is pulled pork sandwiches everywhere.
Listen, man,
she had a nice system going.
Yes.
I think I got a video of me cooking.
A lot of meat.
I think
hey,
I have a video.
Welcome to the chat.
Deer roast, and I know I got a
Brampton.
video of me cooking some deer chili, some deer steak. I believe I have one. I got to check and see.
Wow.
But you cook it like you cook any other same thing. Same way. Cook it the same way. But yeah, they were smart because them things be heavy, man. You know,
Yeah.
You could tell it was.
Solid.
They couldn't even pull it. It was so heavy. Like they really had to put their back into dragging it all the way over to the truck.
So, Bamit said he watched that show. Wow.
You can imagine what I look like when nobody else in the woods but me trying to drag a 250-pound deer.
Puffing and a puffing.
Hey,
I got you
drag, stop.
Drag.
Wipe my mouth, I got drool on. Wipe my eyes, look around, see if anybody see me. Drag till your shoulder about to fall out. Stop.
Oh my God, you're exhausted by the time you get to the vehicle,
it's
huh?
terrible, man.
African Dreaming, welcome to the chat.
Hey,
Thanks for being here tonight.
Hey, Jason 55. Hello, hi.
JK's Garden. What's going on?
JK
Gardner.
I think we need to get this show on the road.
Kason 55.
Okay.
I got
other guests here yet?
You too, Kason. Hold on, this thing
May have
jump.
to.
Ooh, it jumped.
Go ahead and do the best we can tonight.
Yeah, Brampton. Wild
the
Hogs
coolest panel ever.
Yeah.
Honey Slinger. That's what I was wondering. I said, who was the other person I seen coming? Honey Slinger. What's that?
Hey, Honey Slinger. Yeah, J3.
I'm trying to get down to the bottom.
Okay.
I usually marinate.
You're not even nowhere close.
Looking for. Oh, I cook mine just like I cook any other roast. Yeah.
Okay.
So y'all ready? I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
All right. So let's bring up the one,
the only. Pescatarian Gardner. I'm hearing some echoing.
What's up?
Hey,
you have
enough devices?
Oh, me? Oh, let me see. How about now?
You have something open playing.
No, I don't.
Hold on.
No, I don't.
Hold on for 1 second. Say something, Bougie.
Hello, hi.
All right, say something, Pescatarian.
Hey. What's up, everybody?
It went away. I don't know what it was.
All right. Our test went fine backstage.
Backstage now.
You know how it is when you go live. Yeah.
Everything works backstage.
Yes.
Like,
You know, we got those YouTube gremlins.
Right. Well, for those who do not know, Pescatarian Gardner, she grew up in New York City. She is now in South Carolina. And she grows her own food and raises chickens. Is that correct?
Yes, Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Loving it.
I didn't know we was neighbors again.
What? You didn't know that? Yes.
No.
How about that?
Tiptoeing over.
Both New Yorkers and now South Carolinians.
Hey, Brampton.
Hey, Brampton.
Hey, everybody in the chat.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Okay, thank you so much, G Mama Grows. Hard in the Garden, one of the best moderators on YouTube.
Okay.
Check out Pescatarian Gardner. There is her link.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so the purpose of this debate is to give each participant equal standing in the discussion, enabling them to contribute their perspectives and ideas freely and fully to the conversation. So I am going to be the facilitator tonight for this debate. Gina versus Gina, she was scheduled to be with us tonight. Y'all be praying. Hopefully everything's okay with her and her family, because it's not like Gina to not be here. So maybe she's just running late, but we're going to go ahead and go forth anyway. And so you guys will hear thought-provoking views and perspectives on both sides of the topic. And the topic for tonight, also, we're allowing the audience in the end to be able to make an intelligent decision about how you feel about the topic, having heard both sides of the argument. Okay.
So you could chime in as you hear the different arguments as we go along.
Yes. All right. So the topic for the night is, should high schools provide childcare for students with children? Okay. So Team A, would have been Gina versus Gina and Bouger. So, Bouger, you're going to go ahead and start tonight with your ideas as to why high schools should provide childcare for children, for students with children. So you can go ahead and start. We're going to give you 5 minutes if you need that much time, and we'll stop you there.
Okay, so my first argument would be supporting teen parents. High school child care facilities can provide critical support for teen parents who are still pursuing their education. By offering on-site child care, these parents can continue their studies without having to sacrifice their academic pursuits due to child care responsibilities. My argument two is reducing dropout rates. Lack of access to affordable childcare can be a significant barrier for teen parents, leading to higher dropout rates. By providing childcare services in high schools, educational institutions can help reduce dropout rates and increase the likelihood of teen parents um, completing their education. Argument number three is promoting equal opportunities. Access to childcare in high school promotes equal opportunity for all students, regardless of their parental status. It ensures that teen parents have the same opportunities to pursue their education as their peers without children, thus mitigating the risk of perpetuating cycles of poverty and um, inequity.
Bouger, can I
Uh,
stop you for just a moment, please? Is anybody hearing the echo in the
yeah,
background there?
I'm hearing it.
I hear it.
Okay, what we're going to do is everybody mute if you're not speaking. Maybe that'll help.
Okay.
And then you can go ahead.
How much more time I have?
You have a couple. You have a couple more minutes.
Okay. Argument number four, fostering parent-child bonding. On-site child care facilities can foster stronger parent-child relationships by allowing teen parents to spend more time with their children during breaks or after school. This facilitates bonding and supports healthy child development, benefiting both the parent and the child in the long run. Do I have another one? I could go for another one.
Okay, Gina is here, so she's here to help you.
Okay.
She's also
Yay!
welcome Gina versus Gina. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. You're here now. It's all right. You look beautiful, by the way.
That's what I got caught up. I had a hair appointment today. Y'all know how that go. Anyway,
I
sorry.
knew it was a good reason. Okay, so yes, you guys are definitely debating for child care for students in high school. So I guess you and Bougie can go ahead and continue to take the floor here.
Did you hear some of what I said? So you could chime in.
The very end of it. So we are debating for it. Child care for high school students, I'm assuming, right?
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Bougie, why don't you go ahead and finish up what you have to say, and then if Gina needs to add anything to it, she can do so.
All right, I have another argument here. Providing a safe and supportive environment. High school child care facilities can offer a safe and supportive environment for children of teen parents, ensuring they receive quality care while their parents attend classes. This alleviates concerns about leaving children in potentially unsafe and unregulated environments while parents pursue their education. I got one more. I could do it.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Educational and vocational opportunities. High school child care facilities can also serve as educational and vocational training centers for students interested in early child education or child care professions. This hands-on experience can provide valuable skills and practical knowledge, preparing students for future careers in child care or related fields. I'm done.
All right, Gina, you have anything that you like to add?
I do, and because I didn't hear all of the beginning part of Luigi's, if I repeat anything that she says, I'm sorry. But I think it's also an opportunity, it's a teaching opportunity for schools. So it can be beneficial in the way of teaching, not only allowing the student that has had children to continue their education, but also teaching some other children so that they don't become young parents, because it's not an easy situation. So you definitely want to have safe places for your children to be. Most teen parents can't afford to pay for childcare. So if the schools did offer that for them, that would be beneficial to them. They will always be able to get to their children quickly if there's a situation or problem. So that's one less worry when you're trying to go to school as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Team A, supporting the idea of uh, high schools providing child care for students with children.
You
Okay,
muting
so
yourself, Gina, when we're not talking. Sorry, Nikki.
yeah, thank you. Okay, so chat, type a one down in the chat if you agree with this particular argument. If you agree with that there should be child care should be given to high school students with children. Type a one if you agree. Okay, looks like I see some ones here. G Mama Grows, TLC. Welcome, Coach Mary Ma. Welcome to the chat. Sammy Joe agrees. Let's see. Welcome, Fifi's Urban Homestead. Welcome to the chat. Let's see. Homesteader Rachel agrees. Tampa Creek agrees. Gloria Elliott agrees. Okay, and okay, so we have a lot of ones in the chat. So there are a lot of people who agree that there should be child care provided for high school students with children. Francesca says, and this is what I wanted. If you all could also give any input as to why you agree. If you like to elaborate on any of the points, you can do so. If they can teach about contraception, they should provide child care also, is your thought. Okay. Thank you, Francesca. Joanne Stevens is in support. Okay. Wellness with Frugal Mama says 1.5. So you're like halfway there. Halfway there.
No, she's a point and a half.
Is that a point and a half? 1.5?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's play a little dance music. We're gonna shake that out, and then we're gonna come back with Team B, which is Pescatarian Gardener and Stacy Hands in the Dirt, and so they're going to share their thoughts and ideas against child care being given to high school students with children. So let's play some dance music.
Gotcha.
All right. And I've also noticed there's some comments here that weren't there before. At least I didn't see them. Let's see. I believe I saw the Wickershire. Interesting fact. I attended an all-girls school that had classes starting at the 7th grade. Okay. Wickershire Project says, one, only because she said education on how not to have children when children are not ready goes with this. So you're okay with it based on the educational part of it. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? Let me try to get down here. Any more comments? Welcome, Drell's Healing Garden and Journey. Welcome. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go. Okay. Team B, you all can go ahead and start. You'll get 5 minutes. And let me mute myself and start when you're ready.
You want to go first, Stacy, or should I?
You can go ahead and go first.
While my opponents, worthy, gotta say that, brought up some interesting points, there are a lot of aspects that they are not looking at. Aspect number one, there is one school, let's just take one school for example, they have 982 students. How many of those students are girls and how many students have children? Most daycares that are in schools only allow space for 20 children. What happens if a child has two? Because the statistics show that some children, by the time they're in the 12th grade, have two children, not just one. Should they then get the two spots? Stacy and I, live in Georgia, so I'm advocating for Georgia. Georgia has a program called Georgia Caps Maximus. This program will allow any teenage student that is in high school and or college and or trade school to get funds to pay for childcare. Their fee would be something like 10, 15, or even free. This means they would be in a licensed daycare. And because the state of Georgia has said that their daycares need to be quality rated and they go through a rigorous process to become quality rated, we know that they are in a safe environment. Now, if we have this in schools, then of course we would say let the student go to the daycare and work and learn. But are they the only ones that need to learn? No, they're not. Mothers as well as fathers need to know the responsibility of raising and caring for a child. Do we wait until they have it? And I say we start in middle school. Right. That's when puberty is hot and heavy. Right. Let's face it. When do we start getting them tingly feelings? So we start educating them then that this is something that can happen. And I think it should be as far as economics. We do art, music, math. What happened to life skills? Those economic classes have been left out. Many of the schools don't even offer them anymore. Let's offer a class that helps them understand the responsibility of becoming a parent. And then let's prepare them. Let's prepare them so that they don't even get to that point. And if they do, they're few and far in between and they're prepared. If you have a daycare in school, it also brings up higher distractions. Now let's face it. We're in high school. What do? We get that pass. We run into our friends. Hey, what's up? Get the pass. Come on out. Do you know that in daycare, they must have windows? It is a requirement by law. So what's going to happen when they come? These kids are going to be running, looking at the kids in the daycare. They're so cute. They're irresistible. I would. That's a distraction. Should a child be taken out of the classroom for that education and miss other education? It's sad. I looked at the statistic of a school that has a daycare, and they said, it broke my heart. 5% are proficient in math. 17% are proficient in reading. Do we then take them out of the school, of their class, to let them work with their child? No. I say the answer is trying to help them to prevent it. And if we don't prevent it, then we prepare them by beefing up their knowledge. Knowledge is power. That's what we have to drill in them. Have the power to rise above it. Now, I do know that there are many, in fact, that have become pregnant, have got the program, stayed in their classes, went on to college, still had the dedicated funds that were allocated for them to pay for them to go to college, have come out, have got good jobs. Nurses, teachers don't make that much money, but hey, if you love it, you love it. And they are thriving. So I say, let's help these students to thrive. by helping them prevent it and giving them the knowledge so that they could be well educated to take care of themselves and their children. And since those funds are dedicated for that, let's take them there. Not to mention, I'm almost done. Not to mention that daycares in a whole are in a crisis right now.
Right.
So they need more people to come because it's not enough workers. So let's work on getting these students, these children there, getting the education while they're in daycare, because being quality rated, you must make sure this child is learning.
Right.
So both parent and child will be learning. I yield to Stacy.
Right. I agree with pescatarian. I'm more on the the education prior to the pregnancy. Um, and also, if I was to agree to daycare in school, I wouldn't want it to be a distraction on all the other students that didn't have this mishap, didn't get pregnant, and with me, if you happen to have that in school, I believe it should be a separate school. But where are the funds going to come from? You know what I mean? Like, where are you going to get the money? They barely got enough money to educate the kids as it is. But if they did, because we used to have alternative schools in Atlanta, it would need to be an alternative schools. And if you're going to have daycare in the schools, I I suggest that the mothers and the fathers, if you're a father, you impregnated a young lady, you and that young lady need to go to this safe school, and you watch the child for 4 hours while she's in class, and she watched the child for 4 hours while he's in class, where that they can get a real understanding of what it takes to raise a child, where you may not make this mistake again. I don't think it's fair to the other students in the school to have to deal with a distraction. Even though these kids make mistakes, everybody do. They have to deal with distraction with having little children inside the school. I also think of it as to me, having little kids like that in a school, you're inviting lawsuits, you're inviting all these different things. So I'm against it. I think that the parents need to get more involved with their children when it comes to talking about sex education, contraceptives. It seems that they talk about everything else except that. Today I just see having babies, in your teenage years is glorified. Like somebody said, they have a reality show showing this. It's like they're glorifying it. Yeah, they're showing some of the pros and cons of it, but I think that parents need to grab their young men, these young ladies, and tell them not just the school responsibility to teach your kids sex education. I don't know why it's so taboo to talk to your kids about what's right and what's wrong when it comes to this. And if they do, how to protect yourself when it comes to this. You talk to them about everything else. Well, some parents don't talk to the kids about nothing. I take that back. But you need to really consider talking to your children and educating them about like what can happen when you have these children at such a young age. You're a child yourself. You're not ready. I'm not advocating that they don't get educated, because they need to be educated. They need to go to school, but we need to find an alternative way for these children to go to school where it's not detrimental to all the other students that didn't take this route.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Pescatarian Gardner and Hands in the Dirt. Okay, audience, type in a 2 in the chat if you agree with Team B. If you do not agree with child care being offered in high schools for students with children, type a 2 down in the chat, please. Let's see where we are with that. We had a lot of ones. A lot of folk were in agreement with child care being offered to students, high school students earlier. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing a 2 here. Okay. Seeing some more 2s. Miss D's, Harleywood Garden, she's saying safe environment is an oxymoron. Gail Cooper, 2, it keeps them in school. Okay. Country Hustle 101, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here tonight. 2, he's against it. Okay. I saw some other comments at the top. We're going to go back and read those. Stacy, if you could play some music and then we'll come back and read these other comments, please. All right. If you are just joining us, this is the chat's very first, the chat debates. And the topic tonight is, should high schools provide childcare for students with children? We have 2 teams. Team A, they are for it. And Team B, they are against it. We had some comments. Let's see. Fifi's Urban Homestead. Let's see. If you could go up a little further, Stacy, at 7:37 p.m. Fifi also made another comment which says, okay, children may have support in school and sadly may not get that support at home, or maybe in a situation where they can make bad decisions. Thank you for your comment, Fifi. Let's see. Does anyone on the panel have anything to add to this comment?
I think that's a part of the problem. What type of support did they have at home? What type of environment? We can't always blame the parents for kids getting, because a lot of times parents talk to them and this and that. And so, a lot of times you want to just jump on, the parents. A lot of times parents do talk to their kids and they do educate them and all this, and they still go out and do it. So it's not always a parent thing. But I do notice that teenage pregnancy, all these things are celebrated now. It's like it's a trophy to be a teenage mother. It's like everybody's. It used to be a shameful thing. You know what I mean? Like if you got pregnant, but now, you got the little shirts with your belly out now. They showing the belly. It's crazy. That's just my opinion. It's like they're celebrating that.
Audience,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Stacey, I agree with you. I did some research. I don't know. Many of us may have remembered the show 16 and Pregnant. That show aired in June of 2009, and it was about salvaging their relationships, how they had to let go of cheerleading and other things they were doing. Some even moved in with their boyfriends, trying to make that work, although they truly were not ready for it. But sadly, five spinoff shows from that. There was Teen Mom 2, Teen Mom 3, Teen Mom Young and Pregnant, and Teen Mom 16 and Recovering. I think they tended toward, as it went on, as you said, to glorify it. It's okay. Yes, it happens. They so cute. They so pretty. This my baby. But the educational aspect was kind of pushed to the back. We need to keep these children in school, learning hard, so that they can grow up to be, they're able to sustain themselves and their children.
Thank you, Pescatarian. My question was, I was going to ask the audience if they believe that teen pregnancy is glorified these days. Do you all agree with that statement? Also, Tampa Creek's Homestead says, I believe that there should be childcare available because I was a teen mom, but she did have the support of her grandparents, and a lot of teen moms don't have that support. So again, we're seeing a lot of non-support at home for whatever reason.
What you have to be careful too is what television glorifies and what reality does.
That's what I
Exactly.
was going to
That's
say.
true too. But it's not just television. You can look at social media. That's a that's a part of what
That
our
might be
media.
it still might be a small percentage. Just
It's
because
still
we
teenage
see it doesn't
pregnancies
mean
with a big.
that it's everywhere.
And
I agree.
also, these shows don't make it if adults ain't watching it. So who's glorifying it? Is it the kids that are being, what child isn't going to be, excited about the opportunity to be on TV?
Mhm.
But those shows like that don't make it in a form that makes it seem like there's some glorification to it. If the world isn't watching it and being entertained by it.
Right. And I wasn't
So as
necessarily
the
saying
adults, we have to set the example. We shouldn't be watching, we shouldn't be, because if they don't get the views, it doesn't last.
right. And I wasn't necessarily
Right.
saying every teenage, female is out there, jump. Even though a lot of them are, but it's still being glorified either by the adults or the kids themselves. It's still been, they're putting these shows on with very little educational value or really showing the detriment of what can happen if you become a teenage parent.
Mhm.
Stacey, you're right. Support is everything. There's one young lady that I admire. We keep in contact. She unfortunately got pregnant, became pregnant while she was a teenager. Her mother said, "You're going to tough it out and you're going to go to school and you're going to
Right.
continue your dream to go to college."
Right.
She found daycare. At the time, I did have the daycare, which I do have a daycare. Um, and her child was with me. Her and the father both came. We interviewed and that was wonderful. She went on to go to school. Fast forward, she's working as an RN at the local hospital, and she has two children. It
Mhm.
worked for her. She had the
Right.
support. So the daycares are there because she was one of the people that availed herself to the funds that the state of Georgia allocates
Yeah.
to teenage moms and allows them to continue on to trade school or college. So it does work. It
Yeah.
does work.
Yeah.
Okay. At 7:41, let's see, Homesteader Rachel, she states, everyone being uneducated is not an option. Let the young parents get their education. Fifi's Urban Pantry, I'm sorry, Fifi's Urban Homestead and Lifestyle says, we can't generalize this topic. There are so many different scenarios here that need to be taken into consideration. Once the program is strict and does not promote or condone the behaviors that will. She also says enable them to have more babies at a young age,
Yeah.
is what she followed up with. TLC in the garden, she says there needs to be some sort of program to support the entire family. Most teen parents come from teen parents, and the cycle keeps repeating. The generational curse needs to be broken. So again, we're talking education.
Right.
Let's see. Fifi says it's 7:44. Whether in high school or not, I'm just saying that there should be some sort of program in place because these are the people that make up our society. Yeah,
Right.
at some
And
point they're going to be making decisions for us. So
right.
yeah.
And we talk about education and all that, but with these kids, there's no deterrent for them. They're not afraid of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
even the ones that are criminals, they're not afraid of nothing. And so I don't know what the deterrent would be, but I know, they do need to get the education. We just need to figure out how, when, and where.
Coach Mary states, no one wants to be a teen parent. Sometimes, even when we want to be very careful, life happens.
It
Teens
does.
should be given help to continue their education while raising these children.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you all audience state whether or not you agree that parents that young children, young teens should be given childcare while still able to finish their education. Because if not, what's going to happen? What's the opposite? Um, we're going to have children out here or young people out here raising children when one they probably can't afford it. They could probably not even afford to take care of themselves. And then it's just going to trickle. The problems are going to trickle down. Now they're dropped out of high school, which means will they ever be able to take care of themselves if they don't
Right.
get an education? So, and in a lot of cases, when you're down and out, a lot of times they'll get pregnant again because now they're depressed. And what
Right.
am I going to do with my life? And some young guy comes around and
Right.
makes you feel good about yourself, and you're in that situation again. So, what do
And
we
they've
do?
gotten attached to the system now. So if they, a lot of times they just will attach a young person to the system
Mhm.
because they don't see a way out. Um, yeah, then now it's a revolving door,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Patty's Kitchen and Garden says, I agree with Stacy and TLC. TLC in the Garden says, my oldest son had a daycare in his elementary school, K through 8. And that was sad because it was full. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Looking to see.
And one other argument, well, it's not an argument, it's just a fact. We're trying to finance these daycares for these teenagers, but you got grown adults that the mother and the father work can barely afford daycare for their own kids, and they done it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard, but we can't. Something has to happen. I don't know what it is, but something has to happen.
It
Because I know
seems
my
everybody
daycare.
needs assistance.
There are some companies that also have daycare for their employees to make it more convenient for them with working.
Yeah, and most times those are those Fortune 500 companies. I've seen a bunch of those. You have to have a bumper education to get into those companies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
they have ones that
Google,
aren't that high
well, the
stake.
ones that I saw was like Google, Sun, all these type of places like that. They do have on-site daycare,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Hmm.
but you know
Okay.
you can't go in there uneducated.
Yes.
Okay. At 7:47, Joanne Stevens, she states, valid points on both sides. Education is key. The responsibility of rearing a child are astronomical, and most teens are ill-equipped at this stage in their lives to handle it. The Wickershire Project states, my 4 years in high school, 1989 to 1992, I knew of one girl, age 17, pregnant. I knew her until she was 26 and never got married, as men avoided her like a plague, sadly. Um, I feel my comment is hurtful. Okay, so thank you for your comment. Sammy Joe says, while I wish I would have not made that much sense, both sides have great points. Okay. Bamit with Arthur Butler at 7:49 states, one, this is sidekick Fran. Hi, Fran. Helpful for child and mom. Some dads are as old as young mom's dad, not in school. Thank you for your comment. Coach Mary says, very high level debate with solid points on each side. Life happens, and whatever the case, something needs to be done to help both
Yeah,
teens and their kids.
yeah,
Yes. Great comment. Great
yeah,
comment.
Also, having childcare in the school helps with alleviating the issue of how I'm going to get my child to a separate place for daycare
right.
as a teen mom.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm. That's a good point.
I think it's hard enough to keep the if you have a child that's still motivated to be educated
Mm-hmm.
and not just want to give up because this
Right,
situation has happened.
right.
I think it's important to have means in place
Something
to
there.
allow that to
Mhm.
happen.
Yeah, to help support that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can
think
we
that
all agree that the well being of the child should be the top priority?
yes,
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That the
yeah,
Yeah,
child is
definitely.
here. Now what?
right.
Right.
And I
Now
think
what?
That's right.
if I think if you're going to the well-being of the child is the number one priority. And I think if we're going to do that and have these daycares in school, we should have some type of supervisor or something in these daycares. But I think that the father and the mother should have to participate in this daycare. They need responsibility in this daycare while they're in school. Whether they go to school part of the day and they're in the daycare working some of the time, that could be helpful for them. Maybe they'll go work in the daycare once they graduate school. But the father and the mother need to be involved in this to take off some of the financial burden that it puts on a school system that's already underfinanced.
How do you all feel about that? Do you all agree with Stacy? Since the schools are providing childcare, should the parents not be made to go in and actually care for their child while for a few hours while they're at school, so that way they are providing for their child, caring for their child while they're at school. At the same time, they're continuing their education. How do you all feel about that?
I feel like the concern of where the funding is going to come from. If we can find funding to fund an outside facility, we can fund a school facility. So I think the funding part of it is not even really an issue. However, I don't think that us the parents should be focused on two things. It's hard enough to get focused on the education while you're supposed to be focusing on that. But if your focus is on education and, oh, yeah, in a couple hours, I need to be here at the daycare and I'm not going to be able to do the rest of the classes that go on for the remainder of the day, are we really benefiting the student? Because now they're not getting their full education.
I think you're benefiting them because we can't just let them off the hook. They still have to bear
Why
some
are they
responsibility.
punished for a mistake?
It's
a
not
mistake.
punished. It's responsibility. You still need to bear some responsibility of this child that you have brought into this world.
You don't
Their
go home
schedule.
without the child. You're going to take it home, so
I
you
know,
still
but
have responsibility.
what I'm saying is, their schedules will have to be adjusted. Like we used to have an alternative schools in Atlanta, where these, with these bad kids and pregnant people and all these, where they went. Now, if you, it was just separate from the regular school, but if you're going to have it in school, I think that they should be involved in it, and their schedule should be adjusted to that. You may not graduate with your class. That's a part of this process. You brought a child into the world, so you may not graduate with your class. You may graduate the year after. That's a part of it. You have to help raise your child to take off some of the, you saying, the finances. I know that they spread money. We see it every day. They throw money to all these other countries, but somehow teachers are underpaid. Schools are falling apart. I know that, the amount of money that we used to raise for schools and all this kind of stuff for our children while they were in school, something that they're not focusing money on the school system and education of our children the way that they're supposed to. And a lot of that comes to getting out and voting, but that's a whole nother, I don't even want to open that can of worms.
It's a whole
That's
nother
right.
debate.
Yeah.
That's right. I think, I'm sorry. Were you finished, Stacy?
No, I'm done. Yeah.
Oh, I think there's merit, honestly, on both sides. But my son, his high school was a school that had a daycare in it. And there are a lot of issues that come with it that I don't think a lot of people realize. We want these children to learn so that they can support themselves. But what happens when you go and you spend your time with your child, but you then have to go back to class? You don't want to leave this child, and your child doesn't want to leave you. Your child is clinging on you. And that's the thought you go with back to class.
Right.
It's challenging. And then you go back to class. How your baby doing? She's so cute. So what they was doing? Oh, they was doing it. Please stop talking, class. Let's get focused. Right. It can be a distraction. So something needs to be a roundtable discussion with the plans of putting it into effect, things that will happen. One thing I will say is that I think if you're fortunate enough to get your child in the program in your school, you must maintain a certain grade level in order to keep your child there. I know it sounds harsh. What happens if you don't? I think it's going to push them to keep their grade level up. If they start to slip, hey, let's have some things in place. Tutorial and side help to help them keep them grades up. Because if they're going to go to college, they need good grades to get in.
And I
what about a counselor, making sure they have a counselor that they see individually as well as, together as a couple, whether they're married or not, I'll just say couple, about their child and plans moving forward,
Right.
as far
Right.
as you guys are saying, as far as the education and that
Right.
sort of thing, making sure they're seeing a life coach, a counselor,
Right.
someone to keep them on track.
Mhm.
You
I think
guys.
a lot of
I
these.
I wanted to do on the point where Stacy said about the responsibility. When you even if you went, if the baby went to an outside daycare, they won't be going to visit that child or taking care of the child. That's what the purpose of the daycare is for, not
Right.
for you to come in the middle of it. So that wouldn't be realistic for them to go and take care of the child while they're in school. No, they should be going to class, and when school is over, that's when they go and pick their child up, like if the child was at an outside daycare
Right.
facility.
I mean,
Miss D says there were separate high schools for teen
yeah.
pregnant teen
Hmm.
moms
When
in
I
the
was in
late
Oh,
school,
60s and
Yeah,
70s. So
yeah.
they went to a whole different
yeah, when I was
school.
in school, they went to a totally different school. Yeah.
but you're
Yeah,
right, Boucher. That's why I think they need to start in middle school
yeah,
in
I
sixth
agree
and
with
seventh
that.
grade.
I agree
Yeah,
with
I
that.
really do.
The education,
Boys
yeah, the
and girls.
preventative education. I wanted
Yeah.
to read Karen Renee's she's at 751. I got married at 17. I had a baby. They had a daycare there, and it allowed me to be able to attend school as well as keep my eye on my own baby throughout the school day.
Hmm.
So she did get to go back and forth to see the child, what, in between classes or something.
Hmm. Okay.
I guess it would depend on the parent if they're real distractible or not, or
Right.
that going back and forth. Everybody is different as far as their
Right.
distraction levels are.
Right. But you would have to set one standard. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't. It has to be one standard set, and then this
Mhm.
is it.
Right.
We can't say, well, this parent is distractible and then this one's not. Whatever that standard is for that particular school, then that's it.
Yeah, if they say you can come, you can. If you
You can't
can't, then you
come. If you
can't.
can, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Hmm.
But let's be honest here. The parent that suffers the most from a decision that's made of if there's childcare at the school or not is the mother,
Yep.
because she is the one most times mostly with that child. So if, and especially if the father decides not to be involved at all. So she is now, he can go on, have his education, maybe even go to college or
That's why.
whatever, without the burden of all the responsibility
That's
that
why I say
comes
put
with
some pressure on her.
figuring out those things.
That's why I
Because you
said
can't force both parents to be part of that.
Right.
what I'm saying is, if he wants to stay in school, he has. That's it's just I'm looking at way down the line. To me, he shouldn't be able to get away and be able to go and do as he please. He needs to be in that same school with that child. You know what I mean, with the mother, where he may pick him up after school today, and she may get him. He needs to be involved. You can't let him escape without any skin in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Well,
type
he
of
So
definitely will.
consequences
it
involved.
has to be. It has to be for both parents. She just can't be, because most mothers, young or not, they're gonna go in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that a woman does that I've
Hmm.
seen with females in my family. You know what I'm saying? They go into mother mode, survival mode. They're a female lion when it comes to protecting their child. You can't let this rascal just keep running around. He out there just impregnating everybody. You know what
But
I'm saying?
there's
He
no way
needs
to
to bear some
regulate that.
responsibility into this. You know what I'm saying? So who's the father? Well, find out who the father is. Well, he needs to be involved in this. Don't let him
Yeah.
escape. If he wants to go to school, he has to be involved in this.
Happy Max says, I still say let there be daycare. Oops, go back, Stacy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I still said I still say let there be daycare, puts the baby and the mother in a safe environment and encourages the continuation of education.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something you said, Nikki, I love when you said if they're in the daycare in a school, have a counselor, a dedicated counselor to help them with those life skills. And hands, that's where it comes in handy. If the guy and the girl are in the same school, They have to go to this counseling together, and that counselor can help them navigate how they would adjust with you picking up the baby this time, you doing that one,
Right,
and
right,
preparing for a more successful future.
right.
And they would have to continue it, and if they dropped out of that, you wouldn't graduate. It would be it would be mandatory
Right.
to graduate. You have to continue with your
Right.
counselor throughout
Right.
the school year.
Don't let that rascal escape responsibility.
Yeah, so they're
That's
both
what I'm
getting.
saying. I don't know how you put it together. I may not word it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
know
may
what
not,
you're saying.
the programming may not be right, but he needs to be involved. She needs to be involved. They both laid down. They both made this baby. It's here now. You
Mhm.
can't put the milk back in the jug because it's already out. So what's the next step? Okay.
I
Why
thought
should it
about
just
what
be a
TC
detriment
asked
to
you.
her education and he can just go on to school and play football and do everything that he normally did? Now you have responsibility. You may not be able to play football, sir. You know what I'm saying? You may not be able to do all these things. You have to be involved in this child life. I don't know what you're going to do once you graduate high school, but while you're here to get an education and for us to pay for this child to have this daycare, you're going to have to be involved.
Mhm. Yes,
And
Miss
then we
Patty,
start
both
doing some
sides
blood
make
tests.
great point. Just unfortunate situations. We have to find ways to deal with it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And yes,
That
there's a lot of different scenarios. We're just being general
Right.
for the debate. So yes, there could be many different scenarios for this specific topic,
I
and
like what
each one would have to have their own how you go about doing what needs to be done for that specific situation.
I like that
African
right
Dreaming
there.
says it could count as an elective course.
Yes,
good idea.
That's a
Good
great
idea.
idea.
good
Thank
idea.
you for
Yes,
your
it is.
comment. Thank you for your comment.
It
Yes.
used to be an elective course when I was in school. You know what I'm saying? Home economics, sex
Mm-hmm.
education. They taught all that,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
you had to have it to graduate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know why they took it
No
out.
longer a prerequisite. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of stuff they took out that they need to put back in because they could get rid of
Exactly.
that. They could get rid of that new math and go back to the old one.
Yeah. Hallelujah to that. Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Welcome, GT. Yeah, GT Junior grows in Alaska. I did say it right.
Hey, welcome
Uh,
to Group
and
Chat.
that's where accountability comes into play. Choose wisely is what our daughters and nieces have to understand. Our sons need to understand the impact of doing the do without equipment.
Yep.
It's a
right.
mouthful. Yeah. Thank
Man,
you for your comment.
my mother, as embarrassing for it was for my uncle, my dad, everybody talked to me, but when my mom came and talked to me, it was just so embarrassing. But she took the time out. I'm talking about put the condoms on the table, everything,
Yeah.
and educated me even more. And I was like, and what made it so much embarrassing, my best friend was right there too. She was like, yeah, you come on in here too.
Hmm. Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah. So we sitting there, we trying to look at the condom, act like we don't know what it is. Don't know what this is.
What's that?
Yeah, but yeah. So
Yeah.
as embarrassing as it is, as hard as it is, as a parent, it's our responsibility to have those hard conversations. Whether your child gonna listen or not, you don't have any control over
Mhm.
what they do once they get with their friends. Peer pressure is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? It
Yes, it
really
is.
is. Peer pressure is
Mhm.
a real thing. He's cute is a real thing. She's pretty is
Hmm.
a real thing. But
Yeah.
you just hope that before they do something. Oh yeah, my mom did say, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? This a napkin, y'all. That ain't that.
And it's bigger than
Stacy is ready,
and
y'all.
it's bigger than he's cute or I mean she's cute and he's handsome. Hormones are a real thing, and that
It
was a
is.
Yeah.
conversation I had
Mhm.
with my daughter, and
Mhm.
I explained to her
Mhm.
it is very normal, it is
Yep.
okay, but
Yep.
these are things that can happen if you act on them in an irresponsible way.
Yes, we did.
So,
That's a good
so
point. You got to make those things that's normal.
it is.
Stop
Don't make
making
them
it
feel
like
like
it's
they
something taboo and you got to hide it and it doesn't really exist.
it's
Yeah,
part of
that
life.
needs to stop.
You ain't
Yeah.
gonna get grown and the hormones go away. You're gonna
Yeah.
still have
Right.
them. They're gonna be
Yeah.
Right.
there. Hormones is a part
Yeah.
of life.
Because my
Yeah.
mother
Exactly.
told me, my mother told me her mother didn't talk to her at all. You know what I'm saying?
My
That's
mother
Nothing.
didn't
that's
talk to me
normal
at
though.
all either.
Yeah,
My
my
mother didn't talk to
grandmother
me.
My
didn't
mom
talk
talked
to
to me,
my,
but that was normal for her back then. Like they didn't
yeah,
talk
say,
about that
Mm-mm.
stuff.
yeah, and, you
No,
know,
Yeah.
my
My
mother
mom,
didn't talk to me. I didn't
my
have no clue.
mom, my mom and my dad talked to me. My
right,
dad sat us down. He was like, "Listen, your vagina does not belong to anybody.
right,
It's yours."
yes.
Mm.
And
Ain't
then
it
he
so
went on and
embarrassing?
on. You know what though? I wasn't embarrassed because that's how we grew up. My father was very frank. So he
Right,
told us girls, because there's 6 girls in my family, no boys. My father
Mhm.
told us girls, when you have children, you talk frank to them. So I
right,
Mhm.
did. And I remember one day my teenagers, we were watching the show, people
Mm-hmm.
was kissing, and I looked at them and I said, "Y'all
Yeah,
feeling tingly
that
down
right
there?
there.
Y'all
Mm.
feel tingly down there?"
man,
To
Right
this
there.
day they laugh about it. I
Yep.
said, "Well, let's talk. Let's talk."
Okay. It's
Because
time.
y'all need to know, because if I don't educate you first,
right,
Your friends
somebody else
will.
will. So even
Mm-hmm.
if it's hard as a parent,
you
even if
gotta
you're not
do it.
sure what to say something.
Gotta
And
do it.
Gina, I was one of those parents that watched Teenage and Pregnant the first season with my children. And I was like, what y'all think?
Hmm.
Does that make
Mm.
sense? You
Yeah.
have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Unfortunately,
didn't.
parents just don't.
Yeah,
Precious
yeah,
says her mom didn't talk about it. All she did was threaten her. She used fear. Now, see, my
that
mother's
was
mother,
me. That
my
was my
grandmother,
mother.
used fear when it came to my mother. So my mother, when she had the talk with me, she didn't want there to be fear. So she pulled out the sex education book and we talked and read together. Did my father? No, he had no parts in it.
right,
My husband is very open. He talks
right,
to my son,
yeah.
his daughters. He's very frank about it.
I
So
Good.
agree.
yeah.
Like, listen, I
That's
seen
Mhm.
enough of it. You know what I mean? Listen, come here. I talked to mine, but I'm just sitting there thinking about one time my mother caught me with a condom. So my mom had left, and me and my best friend we was getting ready to go out. So I'm ironing that crease in my jeans. You know, back in the '80s we had that hard crease.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
putting that thing on her.
Starch on it.
Yeah, I got that crease on it, and I had a condom sitting on the ironing board, and you know what I'm saying? As a young man, it was like something to have one in your wallet, whether you use it or not. Most time the package will fall off of it before you ever get a chance to use it. But it was like carrying money. It's like currency. You know what I'm saying? If you had one in your wallet. So my mom had left. I thought she was gone, and I'm in the iron. I got her sitting out there, and she came back in the house, and she was like, and she picked it up, and she was like, "Oh yeah, what's this?" And I was like, you know, I was
I
stuttering,
got your tongue.
but she had already had that conversation with me. But it still was. I was embarrassed that she saw me with one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Stay
Mhm.
flow.
Yeah.
That's it. Blue
They flow.
bottle.
And know how to talk to your children individually. Your children aren't the same. It's not a monolith.
Mm-hmm.
Every child is
Mm-hmm.
different.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Know the words
Right.
that you need to come up with to reach each child in the
Mm-hmm.
conversation, to not make them feel uncomfortable, to not make them feel like they're doing something
Right.
wrong, or
Right.
just understanding the life.
Right.
Keep it
Hmm.
real. Don't
You're right.
sugarcoat it.
Because
Right.
them
Yeah.
teenage hormones is a real, like she said, it's a real deal.
It's
I know I was
real.
feeling weird. My mother had told me that. My father, my dad, my uncle, my mom, like, you can be having these weird feelings. My mom was trying to explain it to me from a female's perspective. I needed my
Right.
dad and my uncle, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to come break that thing on down for me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I'm like, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, you would have
Yeah.
these little men standing at attention for no reason, and the
Yeah.
teacher call you up. She wants you to come up to the front to read this, and at the board,
I
and you
can't
gonna
right
screw
now.
it up.
It's not a good time.
Yeah, like you didn't do your homework. Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
So for
Then you get in
somebody to
trouble for being
really,
disrespectful, not going up to the
for
chalkboard.
somebody to sit down
Situation here.
and explain that these type things are happening, it's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it, blah blah blah, because it was happening to all my friends around us. You know what I mean? So yeah,
But Gina, you're right, because my oldest daughter is like me. She's outgoing. We talk, with no problem. She's never embarrassed. My youngest daughter, she's very shy. She does not
Same.
want to talk about it. She's like, I
Same.
got it. Okay, I understand. Can we
Same.
stop this?
Same.
So I had to learn because I'm very like, look, we're gonna talk about this. I had to learn to temper how I talk to her. And I said, if you ever have any issues, come to me. She said, okay, I will. I know it. I will. Her thing was, I'll read. I'm going to read and learn about my body and about me. And she did fine. So,
Yeah.
like you said, different children
Yeah.
deserve different
That's true.
way you
Yeah.
deal with them. Yeah.
Mine are exactly the same. My oldest, she's not shy about having a conversation.
Right.
My youngest is.
Yeah.
My oldest was
Awesome.
never shy about anything that when it came to her body. So it was like,
I
being
talk
around
this-
her mama, she's like, whatever, you my mama. You
Right.
My
Right.
youngest is like, what? Wait.
Yeah.
hold on,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
Yeah.
It was hard for me because I'm like, wait, we got the same thing. Me and the oldest, we walk around, no problem. The youngest, Ma,
Yep.
okay, what are you doing? Yes. So you got to find a way to talk to them too,
Right.
to make them comfortable. You really
You got to
do.
meet them where they are.
Exactly.
You got to
Right,
meet them.
exactly, Stacey.
Right.
Meet them where they are.
Yeah.
I talk to both of my girls and the boy.
I know you do.
And
I ain't
that's
have no
important too,
problem. I'm like,
know?
listen, what you're not gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
That's important too.
And then we talked about the educational part.
Yeah.
Candidly. So I knock on wood. Thank the Lord that they made it out of high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a father, that's all you like. Please, Jesus, let them only, make 1 year out of high school. You grown. You know what I'm saying? But at least have that first level of education behind you.
Yeah.
You're not even ready then, but you know what I'm saying? You don't have the stress of trying to do that and go to school at the same time. Because somebody put it in the comments. It ain't like the old memas and stuff and grandmas and big mamas that we used to have. You know what I'm saying? That could stay at home and watch the kids. A lot of these grandmamas and stuff, they still working. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody
Right,
can watch them.
Let's take a break and so we could you could play something and we could do the church announcements.
All right. Let's take a little dance break, y'all.
Take a dance break. I love it. Y'all ready for the church announcements?
Ready for the
All right,
church
Bougie.
announcements?
Let me hit the burden for you, Bougie. Well, we fancy.
And thank you, Stacy. First, I want to say hello to everybody that came in. We're not ignoring you. This is our first the chat debate, so we're up here having a debate. But hello and welcome to the debate chats, everybody. Our announcements. The announcements that I make are challenges that is going on in the community. First, I didn't even mention my own challenge that I have going on, which is a 30-day squat challenge that started on the 1st. I did post it, the schedule, Frugal Mama, I did post the schedule on it for the squat challenge. So if you would like to join us, I had my first guest, You Grow Row. She came in and recorded with me for today's challenge. So we got that challenge going on, the 30-day squat challenge, and we have also going on the hashtag WIG 2023 winter indoor gardening started December 5th and ends April 5th, and hosted by Mike Chaotic Garden and GT Jr. Grows it, Alaska. And coming up shortly, less than a month, is the hashtag Planner HGC 2024, hosted by Planner Garden TV, which starts March 1st. That's when you have to enter your entry video, which is just that one day, is March 1st. Also, make sure Planet Garden had a difficult time keeping up with all that was in the challenge. So make sure when you do your entry video and all update videos, please tag PGTV 101. It's not the name of his channel, but it's at PGTV 101, so that he could know that you posted your video for the challenge. You'll find the rules. I actually put the rules on my community tab and also on Planet Garden TV's. He should have the rules pinned to his community tab also. Winners will be it ends June 25th, and winners will be announced June 30th. So make sure y'all go and look at the rules, because one of the rules are to promote the challenge. He would also like for you to mention a benefit about one of the herbs. There's 10 herbs that you have to grow from seed. 10 herbs from seed. Okay. Is that all I want to say about that? Last year winners, this is the second year for this. Last year winners was Duval City Girl Gardener, Black Guns and Garden, and Gardening with Bernie. All right. Now, Planner, I seen on his community tab that he goes live every Thursday at 8 p.m. So check his channel. G Mama, can you please drop Planner Garden's channel in the chat for us, please? Thank you. Appreciate you. But that's my announcements. Back to you, Stacy.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, could we actually do a final vote? Please type a 1 if you are for high schools providing childcare for students with children, and type a 2 if you are against it. So let's just do a final vote. But I think just to, while they're typing a 1 or 2, just to kind of bring this thing home, I think that it's important that we talk to our children about sex, about what do you call it, contraception. We need to stop the cycle, and we need to teach responsibility as it relates to this whole topic.
Right.
Okay, I see some 1s coming in. I see some 2s coming in right now. It looks like we're kind of split in half here. And you guys did an excellent job. Give yourselves a hand. Yes, you guys did great. Team A, Team B.
And what's funny is, you know, the way what we spoke to may not be how we actually feel. This was our assignment.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
So, pescatarian, were you really against it, or are you actually for it?
In reality, because I have seen the positive effects in the school that my son went to and the requirements that they have in place and the help that they assist them with, I'm actually for it. I'm not against it, but I had to take the task and go with it.
She followed the assignment. You did an excellent job. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
she did. She did.
How about you, Gina? Were you really for it or against it?
I am really for it.
Okay.
I went to school. When I was in school, they didn't have the girls go to a separate school. I had a couple friends. I had actually one friend that was very close to me who had 2. In high school, she graduated, went to college, and everything.
Right.
Things happen.
Yeah. You guys did an excellent job. All right, moderators, if you all could drop Gina versus Gina's link down in the chat. Go over and check out Gina. And also Pescatarian Gardener, if you could drop her link as well. Gina, why don't you go ahead and explain to everybody what your channel is all about for those who
And
don't know.
don't you got something sexy coming up?
I do.
Yes, tell us all about what you're doing.
So-
Promote yourself. Promote yourself.
On my channel, you'll see me talk about a lot of stuff. Gardening. I'm starting my seeds behind me.
Yes.
Budgeting, cooking, so recipes, prepping, all the things. So definitely check me out. See if you like it. If you don't already follow my channel. And then Monday night, I am doing a Valentine's Day giveaway.
Ooh, for the lovers in the house.
Mm-hmm. So it's at 6:30 Eastern time. So pull up.
Okay.
We're doing a
All
Valentine's Day giveaway. After we did the 12 Days of Christmas, our After Dark one, we had so much fun. I was like, let's do a Valentine's Day.
Okay, love it. I'll be there. All right, thank you so much, Pescatarian. You're up next.
I don't have anything major going on that I'm promoting or anything, but right now I am just loving my aero farm, learning how to grow indoors. My husband gifted me the aero farm, and I'm really thinking about getting another one. So he's gonna probably get me another one. It's just amazing to me. I've got tomatoes. I've been eating off this lettuce, and I'm just loving it.
Yeah.
We also have chickens. We got 3 more, so now we have a total of 10. So just loving that. Doing a little bit more cooking.
That system is fabulous. I'm so jealous. I want one. Have your husband talk to my husband.
Okay.
I love it. It's nice. Good for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Homesteader Rachel.
Coach Mary Mom wants to know, can you come for Valentine's if you are retired?
You don't have you yes.
You love yourself, don't you?
Well, maybe I'm misunderstanding the word retired. I think I got it. It takes me a while sometimes. But yes.
I think you're safe, Coach. You gonna play that song for Rachel?
Hashtag indoor crew.
Money in the chat.
Your body drive me crazy. Your body need a license fit. Your body are too tight and neat. Anybody who got eyes can see. She just wanna dance and tease. She just wanna dance and tease me. She just wanna dance and tease me. She just wanna dance and tease me. She just wanna dance and tease me.
Thanks again.
Wait, I just paid attention to the words.
Oh, you did. Okay. All right, Gina versus Gina and Pescatarian Gardener. Thank you so much for being a part of our very first The Chat Debates. Now, this may come up as a I don't know, a $5 Cash App question or something. Like, who were the very first 2 guests to be a part of the chat's first The Chat Debates? And you guys hold that title. How about that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Gina, you did a good job.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
I couldn't.
And I still feel so bad for being late, y'all. I really, really do.
I held it down for us. I held it down for us.
You weren't that late. You weren't that late. You weren't that late. Yeah, Bougie had you.
Bougie had a 10-page documentary.
Okay. So look, Bougie
I
was
came
like,
prepared.
Can I keep going?
I came prepared.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, so much for just giving us a little bit of your time tonight. That way you all can now go and hang out with your families and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you guys so much. Go ahead and drop yourselves down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, would you like to tell them that me and Stacy was only involved because we couldn't get 2 other players, right? So now that we additionally put it out there, if you would like to be on the debate team or the next coming debate, which I think we will only be doing this, twice a month? Once a month?
We're going to do it another 3 times before the year is out. So it'll
Okay.
be in another maybe month or 2. We'll do it quarterly.
So if you want to be a debater, email Nikki and let her know.
Yeah, preferably we'd like to have 4
Yeah.
to a team or
We
4
couldn't
and then
get the
put 'em
other.
all
We couldn't get
on
the
2.
other 2 people. So
Yeah.
me and Stacey had to stand in. So
I kind of
Yeah.
like it. I kind of like it that way with us being on the debaters team.
look
You
at
did?
him. And I was
See?
trying to get out of it. Look at him.
Yeah,
He's not
and
going to let you.
I kind of like that
Yeah,
because
I'm trying to
there's
sneak out of this
there's
puppet
a
and dig
you know
Yeah.
you're doing an experiment. You got to have a control.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like and then I like it that way.
We can
Where
try it both ways and see how we really like it. Okay,
yeah,
we'll continue.
I
Apparently,
ain't
we
letting you
need
off the
we
hook,
need to
Bougie.
figure this thing out for
We can
It's
ourselves.
see
not.
you
It's
gonna try
not
to get
that
out of there.
often. So it's not that often. So it's cool.
I
If
Yeah,
you
knew
so
said
she
if
was
you're
gonna try.
2 more
interested,
times for the year, that's not that often.
yeah, Coach Mary, she expressed some interest. I hope you don't mind me saying Coach Mary, but yeah, so we'll definitely be reaching out to you for the next one. And yeah, so if you're interested, email myself, the everyday life of an OCDist chick at Gmail,
Yeah,
and we
Bougie
can
trying
get
to
you on our
slide on
list.
us.
He said, no, Bougie, you in.
Listen, every now and then, old dad over here got to put his foot down.
Uh-huh. So next Saturday, I will be hosting the chat, and we're going to kind of resume back to our regularly scheduled
Yeah.
programming where we'll have a
I
guest.
won't be here.
We'll do the word of the night, and we'll do our little spotlight and all that other stuff. We knew that this debate would definitely take
It
some
was fun.
time, so we had to switch it up a little bit. So next week we will have Lashes Journey. She will be here,
Right.
and she's going to get in the kitchen and cook something healthy for us. So that should be fun.
A vegan dish? Oh yeah, that should be really
In
nice.
the kitchen. So yeah, look forward to her on my channel next week. All right, so we got our news out the way. We did that, so we're good tonight, you guys. So yeah, we hope that you all enjoyed this debate.
Do we still
Homesteader
have
Rachel says she really likes
no
it.
closing words? No closing words?
No closing words. Nope.
Okay.
Other than talk to your children.
Come out today.
Those are the words. And so yeah, so I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Have a great Saturday night. Good night.